Hey guys, Sponge Murphy here. As part of this crypt painting challenge, I did a whole unit of crypt ghouls. But each one I gave them their own customised cobblestone base, just like this one. So I said I'll do a video, and in the video I'll show you how I did this one. I'll follow it step by step, and the colours I used to paint it as well, and everything else I did. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you like it, hit the like button, and leave a comment below. And I hope you get some useful tips out of this. There's like loads of different ways you can do it yourself by customizing it and everything. But this is just how I did it for this particular unit. And enjoy and stay until the very end of it. And there'll be some still photos, you know, with the whole unit to kind of get a grasp of what it looks like with the whole unit. So enjoy. Okay guys, so the things you're going to need to make them is first off you're going to need a movement tray. This is the Games Workshop one. It's the set that you get where you build your own movement trays. It's all marked out in squares as you can see, and that's what I'll be cutting along. You're going to need clippers, a hobby knife, and a sanding block or a piece of sandpaper will just do the job as well. So first off you have to cut along the lines that are marked on it. Usually I just do a strip of like 4 just to get it all done, to get a few out of one go. So you should snap off once you just keep kind of carving the line over it. I'm just going along this side a little. But once you get that done, just clip off the individual squares. Just do the same thing again, go up along the line, cut a deep enough groove and it should just snap off easily, and you get little squares like that then. And the thing is with these squares, they should be, if they're cut properly, the exact same size as the bottom of the base, or maybe just a tiny bit, maybe a little bit over on some sides. So when they're standing on it, it sticks out a bit more on the top, gives it a bit more room. So once you have your squares like that, you want to start adding detail to it. Like if I put it down just like that, it's fine. But what I usually do is I just kind of clip the edges, just a tiny little bit like that. I get in the camera. Usually I clip all of them. And then just to kind of give it the old used look, I'll just clip a bit on the edge. Maybe here I'll cut a bit more. Along like that. And then just maybe like another little dent around here. You don't want to go too much because you'll have to glue the guys into it. So make sure there is something left on it to glue them on, to stand onto. So that's it. That's kind of the base as it is. And then you get your sanding block or your bit of sandpaper, and then you sand down the edges. You sand down the edges that they're going to be sanded on, so it's kind of like from the top downwards, just to take away the rough edges, smooth everything out, to make it look like it's well used, well kind of worn out. Should get all the edges and all the sides. The little kind of bits in between there, I don't think it really matters too much. Unless you really want to get in there, but they should be kind of fine. And you don't really want to overdo it with the sanding either, just to kind of get it to smooth it over a little bit. See, that one there is fairly alright now, all the edges are kind of smooth. But on the bottom, there's kind of like rough parts sticking out, so you just go from the bottom, just a quick little bit like that, all around it, just to get the rough edges off the bottom, so there's nothing left underneath it, and it should just glue straight into the base then. Yeah, see, that's all sanded down. That's really nice looking. And again, you can cut any little marks in it any way you want, and whatever you want in the base to be. Alright, so once you kind of have your... I'll get it back in there because I have to pause the camera to go and get a base. So once you have your kind of cobblestone bit finished and ready, you get the base, and I had to get this off on my old dwarf model, so you want to just make sure that any glue bits, I'll show you on that are kind of sticking out, you can't really see them sticking out on that, just to kind of trim it off. Just to give it a flat surface to make sure the cobblestone fits perfectly all over it. So that should be fairly alright there now. Let's put that back in. So, and this is, you're going to want to make sure you get the right side of this, because a few times I end up gluing the wrong side. Put a bit of glue on the bottom. And get the base. And this is where you're going to want to kind of get it level with the bottom part, because the bottom of the base kind of sticks out further than the top. So just to make sure that one end isn't really sticking out further than, like the bottom part sticking out further than the top. Just give it a good push. And that's it. So basically that's it. It's done right there. Then you can paint it whatever colour you want. I'm going to paint this now. I'm going to let that glue dry. It should only take a few minutes. Then I'm going to show you what colours I painted and what way I do it. So once that's dry, I have another one here that I'm working on as well. I'm going to spray it black, and then I'll work on the colours up from that. So I'll leave it here. I'm going to let that dry, then I'm going to spray it, and I'm going to get a cup of tea. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Okay guys, so there's the base all dried up. Just spread it out nicely, just spread it black. So the first colour I put on it is Codex Grey, the Games Workshop colour. I'm not sure what the new one is, because I still use a lot of the old paints. So I dry brush it on. I usually do it on my arm. So usually I dry brush this on. But what I usually do then is if you have a cork, just to make it easier on yourself when you're doing this, just put a blue tack on the bottom, and then just kind of, as long as it's secure on the blue tack, it's fine. Just like to bulge it up a bit, make sure it stays. And then I use the GW large dry brush, just the only one I have, and I like to give it a fairly decent coat of Codex Grey on it. Now there's loads of different other colours you can do. Like one of the other bases I did was just pure, almost denib stone, just to give it like a light cobblestone colour. But it's whatever your kind of colour you want to go for yourself. I wanted the kind of grey cobblestone colour, and you want to make sure you get the edges just along there as well, because if not, they'll just remain black, then it'll stick out from the light colours. Yeah, so that's about it. That's the first colour on it. Just going to clean out the brush. For the second colour, I'll just do a lighter dry brush of it. Okay, so the second coat is Shadow Grey. It's a Games Workshop one. So now just kind of work in from the edges a bit more, instead of more towards the centre. Just put a bit more on that. So make sure I get in frame. This is kind of more just on the edges of it, kind of coming inwards, and then just get the little part of the little kind of dent in it, and I get that one as well. Once again, you just kind of want to go over the edges as well, just to make sure you didn't leave anything out. And that's it with the shadow grey on. And then I do one last colour, just to try and add like a final little highlight layer on it. For this one, I used the GW paint Denib Stone, and this is only just done around the edges, very lightly, and then just maybe a little small bit in the centre. Just give this a good check. So just make sure I get most of it off. So I'll start here on this edge. If I try from this side, I might be able to see a bit better on the camera. And then I'll get a bit more off that. Because this has to be on it very lightly, just to try and blend it in a bit. And just work it in from the inwards out, just so it doesn't stick out too much. And just a little bit around the edges. Just make sure I stay on camera there. And there you go, just a little bit there. I missed a bit. And there you go. Now the last and final step is I put a wash on it, but I'm just going to leave it for a few minutes to dry fully. So I'll see you guys in 1 second. Okay guys, so once the kind of the dry brush colours are all dried in, as a final paint step, I like to just kind of go over the whole thing in a Agrax Earthshed wash, just to kind of darken it down completely. And it gives it a whole kind of dark feel, you know, because these are for what I was painting these for is a unit of crypt ghouls as part of a painting challenge. So I wanted it to kind of be like a graveyard cobblestone basis, and I wanted it to be really dark. I didn't want it too bright, so to make sure I get the washing the bits in on the sides. And that's basically it. Just let it kind of pool in around the edge there. And that's it. This little part here, you can use it, you can put like static grass in it. So I'm going to let that dry, and when I come back it'll be the finished piece. I'll have that little part, that little corner filled in, and that'll be the finished piece. You'll see what it's like when it's all drying with a model on top of it. So I'll see you guys in 1 second. Okay guys, so here's the finished base. I painted the edges of the base black, and I put the grass on the corner, just a bit of PVA glue, and then just pressed in the grass to make sure it's in. And that's it. That's what it look like with your own customized cobble base. The only thing to watch out for is when you're gluing the feet, you can see a little bit of a shine off the glue on the bottom. But apart from that, everything looks pretty good. So that's it. Just a tutorial on how to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it, and maybe other ways you might have done something different. Let me know, and hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe as well. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.